All right. Very good morning vlog. It is New Year's Day. Happy New Year. Hope y'all got all the Christmas gifts that y'all could have possibly wanted. I hope you guys had an amazing New Year's, and I hope that you are lifting heavy weight for all of 2023. May the tears you cried in 2022. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. Anyways, this isn't gonna be like so much of like what I got going on today vlog, like a workout or anything. This is just gonna be more of kind of like a blueprint as to like what I do, and some like mental stuff as to like, because I'm sure some of you who watch me doesn't necessarily have to be about fitness or anything. It could literally just be about any resolution that you want to take upon yourself, such as you want to save money, you want to buy this product, or you want to have a weight loss goal, or you want to start your fitness journey, or whatever. Some things that are really important to keep in mind when you're setting these type of goals for yourself is to set for one thing, set a realistic goal and make sure it's attainable. Because so here, let me get my little thing, because I already set mine up. I don't know where it's at. I don't know where my notebook went. I got a little notebook around here somewhere that has all my goals and stuff in it, and I don't know what happened to it. I think I gave it to my dad to look at. But it was some really crazy stuff. So some of the goals that I have: win my first NPC competition. I'm hoping that's going to be the Riptide Classic at Arnold on May 6th. So that's really key when you're setting these goals up. You want to be specific, because if you're not specific, you're not going to know where to go, and you're not going to know what steps to take. So winning the Riptide Classic, I know when it is, I know where it is, I know how I need to get there, I know when I needed to start my cut, I know what I need to eat, like I know the steps I gotta take to get there. So that's something that's important for it. And it doesn't just, you can do one goal, you can have 16 goals. I know that like for me, some of the goals that I have for 2023 is I want to grow on all my social media platforms. I want to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2023 on YouTube, which I don't know, if the channel becomes way more successful than that would be fantastic. But I mean, I don't know how much it's going to grow, because I started this channel way back in May, and I'm at like 75 subscribers. So that's at like 7 months, I only got 70-something subscribers. But I mean, if you guys share the video to somebody else, like saying, hey, I think you need to watch this, or whatever, or somebody sees it and they're just like, hey, I thought this video was good, I thought of you, or whatever, and it just kind of just blows up or whatever, kind of like can't think of the right name for it right now. But the point is, like, it could blow up, or it could completely just barely hit that mark. And I'm almost at 100, so you know what? We're rocking with it right now, okay? I want to get 10K on Instagram, and I want to get, what else did I say? I may have said 1,000 on Twitch and 2K on YouTube. I don't know. The thing about a goal is you want it to be a little scary. Like, the thing for me, like the Riptide Classic, is it's my first competition ever, and I have no idea what I'm walking into with it. I have not a clue. No idea what I'm walking into. I've talked to people who have done the competition before, and they've told me about it, but it's still like, first time doing something, you get a little nervous. And something that's really important to realize when you're coming up with these goals and that you have in mind with the New Year's coming up is people who, see, it's kind of irritating me, because people will wait all the way up till New Year's to start their goal, but they'll think of that goal like 4 months ago. But if you think about it 4 months ago, and you take 4 months and do nothing, you wasted 4 months. You've wasted time. Those 4 months you could have been hammering, you could have been grinding, you could have got a head start, but you didn't, okay? And the thing about this is people are just like, well, I'm just waiting for the perfect time. New Year's is the perfect time. No, it's not. Because the perfect time doesn't exist. Nothing is ever going to line up just perfectly for you to do that. Now, say if you want to start like a big diet or something and you just want to grind it, that would probably be a bad idea to do such a thing if you're traveling or your birthday's come like the next week. Like you don't want to do that. Like you don't want to do something like that. Cause that just sets you up for failure. It just does. Okay. Now, day after your birthday, if you want to go on that diet, pick it up right then. Pick it up, get down with it, get going, find a plan, and know what you're doing. Okay, do your research when you have these goals and such things. Do your research. Know how to market yourself. Know how to, just know how to do what you're aiming for. Like if you're cutting, you're not going to be eating like a bunch of rice or something or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches every day, because that's horrible for you. That's horrible cutting foods. You'll be eating like chicken and rice, salmon, sweet potatoes, grains, not processed foods, stuff that's bad for you. That's the stuff I'm talking about. So that's like number one thing. Perfect time doesn't exist. Start today. Or maybe, you had a bad morning and you didn't start off correctly. That's not what's important. Okay, you messed up. You acknowledge that, you get back on track, okay? Because when you acknowledge that you mess up, shoot, I kind of lost my train of thought right there. Went brain dead. Oh, got it. So when you mess up, it's not about focusing on the fact that you messed up. It's about focusing on the fact, how can I not do it again and how can I do better? Because everybody's trying to focus on I just want to be better than I was last year. You want to be better than the person you were yesterday. So every day you're just grinding, you're just trying to do it better than you did it yesterday. And you may have done it the best you possibly could yesterday. That's awesome. You got a new goal to reach. You got to be better than that. Okay? The top is never the top. You got to break through that. Like everybody's always like, well, if I get here, that'll be enough. No. Never settle. That's another thing. Number 2. Never settle for anything. Never settle. Always be chasing that next goal. Always be hungry for more. Because if you settle for it, you get comfortable. And comfortability, as Arnold said, is something that is really, really hard to give up. Being comfortable is so hard to give up. It's like you're laying in bed every morning and you wake up and you're just like, man, I want to lay here for another 10 to 15 minutes. Well, 10, 15 minutes gets up and you're just like, another 5. No. You got to be able to be like, no, you know what? I'm going to get up. I'm going to chase the day, okay? You can't, because anything that's worth doing and is worth the product of getting for it is going to be really hard to get. And you're going to be really uncomfortable. Like something that really helped me kind of put this into perspective is a program. It's called 75 Hard. I got the book. The book is actually downstairs. It's by Andy Frisella, andyfrisella.com. Andy Frisella, you guys may have heard me talk about him. He's the owner of First Form. I'm a huge fan of his. He does a lot of great work. Motivational speaker. He just a super amazing guy and a lot of great like mental concepts and stuff. As far as like just chasing it, he came up with 75 Hard and cold showers 5 minutes every day, and you have to follow a diet. You have to read 10 pages a day. There's a couple other things. You got to drink a gallon of water. You got to execute 5 critical tasks. There's another thing. I can't think of it. Oh, you have to have 2 workouts a day and 1 has to be outside. And the thing that put that into perspective about it was, to get where I wanted to go, you have to be able to look at something and see that it's going to make you uncomfortable and be like, I want that one. You have to be able to look at something and be like, that's going to be really hard, but that's going to make me that much better. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to be able to look at something and understand, you know what? That's going to be possibly the hardest thing I've ever done. But I'm going to do it anyway because it's going to make me that much better of a person. Like, I used to hate reading. I absolutely hate reading. Not a reader. Don't like reading. But you put me on the right book that is going to give me a new peace of mind as to, like, motivation or concepts or ideology or anything like that, I'll read it, and because I think that it might make me a better person, or it's going to put me in a new concept or a new way of thinking on something. Like 75 Hard did that. There's a whole book, and it's basically a boot camp for the Live Hard program by Andy. And then there's another book I'm currently reading. It's called Chasing Failure. It's by Ryan Leake, I believe. And it's literally about, if you chase winning, that's all you'll ever chase. It'll just keep failing. But if you chase failure, you'll understand how to win. Tom Platz said this. He said that's, okay, you've achieved failure. The only place to go from failure is to win. And what he means by that is, it's basically the rock bottom theory. You hit rock bottom, there's only one place to go. You got to go up, okay? And that's just something that's so important, and you have to understand that not every day is going to be great. Not every day is going to be bad. You have to understand that some days are going to be good, and some days are going to suck. Some days are going to suck a lot, okay? There are days where, I used to have very, we'll call them negative thoughts. Very negative thoughts back when I was in like middle school. And at that point in time, I was not on a weight loss journey. I didn't know what I was doing with my life. But I got in trouble for doing some stuff. And I spent a summer with my mom. And my mom, if you don't know her, very, very stern woman, but also very loving and compassionate, very understanding. And she saw that I was on a road that was really going to mess me up. And I spent a summer with her, and I probably, if I hadn't had that summer with my mom, I probably would have done so many bad things by now that I don't even know where I would be in life. But I spent that summer with my mom, and I became such a better person because of so many things that she taught me going through that. And that's just part of it, is you have to be able to mess up and understand what to not do when you're doing stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's why like chasing failure and understanding why you mess up and how you messed up and how not to do that. That's why that's so important. And that's just something that's like, there have been days where I've considered just personally just not going to the gym anymore, and where it's just, because there are going to be days where it just sucks and you just don't want to do it. And it's not about staying motivated, because sometimes, trust me, it's really hard to stay motivated. It just is. But staying disciplined versus motivated is way better. It's so much better for you. Because like there are days where you feel like you like you'll feel weird if you don't go to the gym. Like when earlier this year when I was traveling and I didn't well, not earlier this year, earlier I guess last year, when I was traveling, I didn't go to the gym, and it felt weird. It felt so weird, which at this point I had no idea that I wanted to be a bodybuilder or anything like that. But once you get so disciplined and so into the track of it, that it's, when you get knocked off your groove, it's hard, like because your body feels weird. It's like, I feel lazy, I feel like I need to be doing something, I need to be exercising, doing something, and you can't, because you have nowhere to go do it, and it just feels weird. So that's something that you have to understand, is that discipline will outbeat motivation 10 times, because there are going to be days where you're not motivated, you don't want to do it, but it will make you that much better the next day if you still follow through with that. And that's why I think it's important to stay disciplined instead of motivated. That'll be number 3. This is kind of like a rough draft, to be honest. Like, I didn't really plan any of this. It's just I wanted to get out and put something as to that just kind of helps me mentally, personally. Yeah. Just a quick little thing, man. It's just something that's like so important. I feel like that everybody will overlook, is that you will get to the point where it feels like you want to quit, and then you just want to drop everything. And then there are days where you realize I'm not done yet, and I am not finished. I'm not done, and I want to do more. Yeah. It's really important to acknowledge yourself and knowing yourself and holding yourself accountable. That's something that I don't really have as of the moment. I don't have somebody that keeps me accountable, so I have to keep myself accountable, which is really hard sometimes. But it's good for you. It's good for you. You learn a lot of mental discipline, and that's more beneficial than anything. Because if you can discipline yourself on your own, you'll be 10 times more successful in life. If you can look at something that you know you want, but you shouldn't have, you'll be 10 times more successful, because you'll understand that's not good for me. I need to stay away from that. And that will put you ahead of the game than a lot of people, because so many people will give in to their temptations, and it'll put them on a bad path. Drug addicts, like, they get a temptation for a different kind of high, and you go to the next drug, because your body will naturally develop a tolerance to it, and it'll just put people on just such a dark and bad path that it will just destroy their lives. Being able to tell yourself no, that'll be number 4. Being able to tell yourself no, it's really important. It's very, very important. And honestly, this just kind of came to me. People who have, depression or anything like that, which I've been through. I've had depression. I've had negative thoughts, and it's, once you get past it, it's just like, why? Like, everybody, because what sucks so much about it is that so many people nowadays in today's culture, everybody's depressed. Everybody has a mental disorder that inhibits them from doing something. Everybody complains about something, and everything's hard for somebody. And nobody wants to accept the fact, yeah, you know what, I could have done this. I don't know where I put my water. It's up there. I could have done this to prevent my downfall right here. And nobody will ever want to accept the fact that they could have done something to change that. And some people, you get put in a position where you didn't ask for it and you didn't do anything wrong. You just start having these like negative thoughts, and that's okay. But the thing about it is you have to be able to look at it and say, why? Like, you have to be able to look at something and go, you don't govern my life, I govern my life. Like, you have like these negative thoughts like, oh man, life sucks, boo-hoo, like everything's just so hard to me. Okay, point, that doesn't matter. Do you think I care? Do you think anyone else cares? No one cares. Okay, no one cares of how hard you have it. You have to be able to look at something and go, I understand why it's hard for me. I'm going to work my butt off to make it that much easier. Okay? Like, it's hard to get started on something, but once you get started on it, you're fine. Okay? Hardest part in starting any type of program, whether that be business or fitness or religion, is just starting, taking that first step, because you've already stepped. Okay? You're taking that first step of that marathon. Okay? You're taking that first step of growing an empire. Okay? No one is going to be there to always boo-hoo for you. People are so inhibited by this fact of they're just upset over the slightest inconveniences in their life, and it's just like, you could have it so much worse and you don't even realize it. And that's something that sucks, is that people have also taken for granted, like, yeah, my life sucks so much right now because they really anything could be an example. My life just sucks so much right now because I can't make ends meet. You got bills to pay. And I can understand that to an extent. I mean, yeah, right now I'm 17. Clearly this isn't my house. This is my parents. I live with my parents. I'm a high schooler. But I do pay for my own things. Like, right now I'm buying an engine, and I understand I have to save money to be able to afford it. Like, I understand that as a concept. Like, you have to be able to look at something and take extreme ownership. Point number 6, I think that was extreme ownership as to what can you do to further yourself. Where did you mess up? Okay, everybody wants to say, oh, well, he did this, that prohibited me from doing my job. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. Now, and obviously in some circumstances, somebody has to do their job before you can do your job. Thus, for your job is to make sure they're doing their job, and vice versa. Like, once they get their job done, they need to be like, hey, get your job done, okay? Me and my brother do that all the time. I'll say, hey, I'll do this if you do that. He does his part, I do my part. That's simple, okay? And we'll get each other's butts about this sometimes, okay? You have to be able to take extreme ownership as to the fact, where can you do better? Because everybody wants to say, Sydney caused my flat tire because she didn't eat her lunch. Something stupid, okay? But the point is, what can you do? Only control what you can control, okay? Quit trying to control everybody else, because that's what everybody has the issue. It's they're not doing their job. If I was in control of them, it wouldn't have happened. Well, no, you're not in control of anybody. You're in control of you. It's your job to handle yourself and not them. You let other people or higher powers deal with them. You deal with you. If you're worried about everybody else, you can't focus on yourself, okay? You focusing on them doesn't allow you to focus on yourself, okay? If I'm more worried about my brother and his fitness journey than I am about me and my fitness journey, I get distracted and my goals just fade away because I'm not focusing on them. I'm too busy focusing on him, okay? Now, I'm helping my brother. I'm helping him, and I love helping my brother. But at the same time, he takes responsibility for what he can do, and if he needs my help, he asks for it, okay? You guys have to find the perfect balance, okay? Because if you don't find the balance, you spin out of control, and you're too busy worried about other people, or you're not worried about yourself, okay? Only focus on yourself, all right? I guess that's point 7, focus on yourself. So, it's just, it can be so crazy sometimes what people can do. You know what I mean? This is just like some things that I use to like help me motivate myself. And basically I wake up in the easy way to keep yourself motivated. I wake up in the morning every day. Wake up, look at myself in the mirror. Mama didn't raise no punk. Honestly, I don't say punk. I say another word. It starts with a B. Mama didn't raise no punk though. Okay, mama didn't teach me to cry. Mama didn't teach me to whine. Mama didn't teach me to lay down and feel pitiful for myself and cry my beer. My mom taught me, get up, get after it. My dad taught me so much more than that, but my dad laid a foundation for what my mom could teach me, okay? Mama didn't raise a punk. Get up, get after it, okay? Because if you're not getting after it, you're being lazy and you're not being productive, all right? You guys got to get up and you got to get after it. All right. I guess that'll basically kind of conclude this video. I hope this helps some of you guys. I hope if you have any questions, DM me on Instagram, muscles_.malone. Yeah. Love you guys. Drink your water. Take your vitamins. Eat your meals. DBAB. All right. Love y'all.